Okay, so that will be very much helpful for us to understand the syllabus in a better way. Okay, chalo. Till then, I'll just start with my basic introduction. All are you from AKS only? Anyone who is from other institution? Okay. Which academy? Okay, chalo. My name is FAZAL. I have been associated with this institution from past 5 years. I basically deal sociology as an optional year and also various GS subjects. Okay. And we run many mentorship programs here. We run many prelims modules here as part of AKS and the team of AKS. Okay. So I'll just brief about the sociology. This orientation is about the importance of sociology and why is sociology is an optional which is evergreen, and why is it optional is very much in trending wherever you see now. If you just open your Instagram, people are talking about sociology. If you take YouTube shorts, people are talking about sociology. Wherever you open now, the sociology has become very much in news. So what is the reason that sociology has into news, and what are the factors which made the sociology to be in the news, that we will go through now. Okay, yes. ఆడిబుల్ లేదా? ఇప్పుడు ఆడిబుల్ ఉందా? ఇప్పుడు ఆడిబుల్ ఉందా? ఓకే, చలో. Look, first we will see what are the factors that you should have prerequisite. That means what? Before taking an optional, before going to take an optional, what are the most important things, prime factors which a person has to follow? Okay, so what are the most important things? You tell me. And because you have come here, I knew that none of them are innocent, because you have come here with lot of discussion. You have come here with a discussion in your room, a discussion near chai shop, discussion in library, discussion with your roommates, discussion with your YouTube and Instagram. So you have done all the research, and that was the reason why you have come here. And this is our second orientation, it's not first. Tell me one reason. Tell me one reason. We will start. The syllabus I'll explain you, books I will explain you. That is traditional way that every faculty will do it. Tell me on what basis you will choose an optional. Tell me what are the, I will not write my points here. Let me write your points. What are the basic factors that a person has to follow to choose an optional? This can also be useful for your, where you'll go and talk outside, right? ఇదేంట్రా మమ్మల్ని అడిగి రాసిండు బోర్డు మీద. What are the prime factors you require to take an optional? Interest. Your interest చెప్పారు. Interest of the student or faculty? Student, obviously. Okay, chalo. Interest of the student. What makes you interest? Topics and syllabus will make very interesting. True. Same point ఉంటేనా తీసేసుకోరు. సరే పోనీలే. What makes you to take optional? Any optional. We'll not taking. We'll fix to sociology later. What makes you to take an optional? Why so angry? Just smile here. What makes you to take an optional? First important is score. Why are we here? Even though we are not having an interest, if it is high scoring, automatically we'll get interest. So first important is scores. I'll put some bracket, easy scores. It's not scores, easy scores. That means something has to be very much scoring, and it has to be very much easier. That I'll write something, I'll get it. Someone said interest. So interest in subject. Interest in the subject. True. Chalo, next. Anything else? That's it. Scores and interest. Both are there. Bolo. No raising hands, nothing. No culture. Like faculty comes, we all get up. So Atlantic, no, we are not into that culture. Happy ka bindas gundi, you can answer. Don't raise any hand, nothing. Automatically you can answer. Less syllabus. Thoda it should be. Okay, less. I'll write limited. Limited syllabi or limited syllabus. True. Very important point. See, first is score. Second one is interest in the subject. Interest అయితే ఓకే ఇప్పుడు second and third one is less or limited syllabus. Fact, less or limited syllabus. Next, you want to say one point? వామ్మో ఏం మాది సబ్జెక్ట్ ఇంత స్టేట్మెంట్ చిన్న కీవర్డ్ ఇస్తే రాస్తా అక్కడ వాళ్ళందరూ టెన్షన్ పడుతుర్రు. అవైలబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ రిసోర్సెస్. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ రాస్తా. గుడ్ పాయింట్. అవైలబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ రిసోర్సెస్. ఓకే, గుడ్. చెప్తారా? నో అవైలబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యాకల్టీ ఇట్లాంటివి ఏం చెప్పొద్దు అమ్మా. అవైలబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యాకల్టీ. ఓకే, ఫ్యాకల్టీ ఐఎమ్ ఆల్వేస్ అవైలబుల్ హియర్ ఎట్ AKS. మంచి పాయింట్ చెప్పండి అమ్మా. రిటర్న్ ఆన్ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్. రిటర్న్స్ ఆన్ ద ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్. హౌ మచ్ యూ invest. For example, if I'm investing 10%, it should give me, this is very important point, return on investment means నేనే అది టీచ్ చేసేది, టెన్షన్ పడకు. వే ఆఫ్ ఫ్యాకల్టీ ఖతర్నాక్ చెప్తా. వే ఆఫ్ ఫ్యాకల్టీ టీచింగ్ ఖతర్నాక్. మన ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ తెలుసుకోవచ్చు బయటికి వెళ్ళి. ఓకేనా? ఎక్కువలాగా వస్తూ ఉంటుంది, టెన్షన్ పడకు. దిస్ ఇస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్. లెట్ మీ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ వాట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ రిటర్న్ of the basic investment. What you do, investment is what your time, your energy, your money. This all should be directly related. Second, if I read the optional, how it is been useful me in other areas. What are the areas that sociology is related? We will study those things, but as of now just understand return of investment means if I invest something, how it should be useful to me. Like we all did graduation, first year subjects were never useful. Simple. First year subjects have no relation with fourth year subjects. How many did engineering? It's a basic question. First question I should ask you. Why? No idea. Just did. They told, we did. If you ask them the same question, I have no answer again. They also told, I did. So return of investment, what we actually do, what is that we are going to get in return? That means in UPSC, you have to be very smart in choosing an optional. You have to choose the optional in such a way that I invest something in the optional. It is going to help me in my GS, in my essay, and also in my interview. These are the three important areas. I have to invest and study the optional in such a way that I need not do extra work. For example, if I do any optional, for example, if I take you the case of mathematics, you require a separate guidelines to do mathematics. There are a lot of people who will take mathematics, literatures, etc. We respect, because it's UPSC is giving an optional. People will choose that optional, and you have interest, you can go for that also, mathematics. But what is the return I am going to get it? I make an investment studying 3 to 4 hours, but exclusively I am putting up time only that optional, but something which get compounded in terms of result is almost zero. There is nothing. How should I develop my personality? Optional helps you to develop your personality. Optional guide you to have a proper track. Optional should help you so that it makes your general studies very easy. Optional should be in such a position that your preparation definitely helps you to get it in essay. I need not do any research. I read this, I went, it was helpful for me. I read this in sociology paper too. That is how it's going to help. These are the basic points where the one student has to understand that why optional has to be chosen. Why you should choose an optional. Optional basically is for 500 marks. No more jokes in taking an optional. You have to choose an optional based on your own will and interest. I have to choose this optional because I liked it. And I am going to read this. I am going to attend the classes. I am going to write. I am going to amend my content. I am going to use it for GS, for essay. In the interview, it gives me a lot of confidence. And it should be limited. And it should be scoring. You take any optional. It has to be scoring, and there is something called as trend. Now I'll talk about sociology because I have all the privileges to talk about sociology because orientation is sociology now. So trend shows there are lot of ranks which are poured in sociology. Second rank, 5th, I think 10th, 18th, 17th, 27, 73. There are so many. There's so many ranks which are poured in sociology. Why? Because a lot of people take sociology, they don't want to do any research. Just read like the way you have done in 10th class. Read, write the answers, go to exam and write the exams. That it has to be. Second, limited. What do you mean by limited? Limited means there is no something which is something extra you need to do in sociology. Because once you get the handouts, we will read the handouts, we'll go through the handouts. It could be very clear for us to understand that the concepts in sociology are simple, which means things which are in and around us, what is happening in and around us, quite simple to understand. For example, family, for example, religion, for example, marriage system, for example, rural study, village study, caste system, untouchability, perspectives of Mahatma Gandhi and Baba Sahib Ambedkar. So these things cannot be ignored in your general studies, which means what we read in optional, what we study and by heart things in optional, the same things you cannot ignore to write in general studies. That has to be the prime factor in choosing an optional. నేను ఒక 10 lakhs తీసుకొని ల్యాండ్ పై ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేస్తుంటే ఆ ల్యాండ్ వాల్యూ అనేది పెరగాల, నా ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ అది. ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఇంక్రీజింగ్, that means you did not do proper research and you just went and invested there 10 lakhs not knowing, or somebody has told you over a period of time your land value is not increasing, you are not getting any result and you will become directionless. If you withdraw, you may not get 10 lakhs also. So take an optional, whichever optional it is, literature, maths, or whichever optional you go. Take an optional in such a way they are people to guide you. They are test series in the market. They are proper material. I don't give any material and handout. I give only class notes. Volume 1, a heavy class notes after every topic. We will discuss in detail class notes. I will give it to you. Second, volume 2, that is for paper 2. The second volume content in detail I will give it to you. So there is no concept of giving handouts. No concept of putting presentation. What all the thematic presentations are there, everything will be drawn on the board, time will be given and you will draw on the class. After completion of every topic, I will put a test. This is routine. ఇది ఇప్పుడు నుంచి కాదు, 2021 నుంచి ఫాలో అవుతున్నా. This is a routine. After every topic, I will put a test. People will write the test. It's your duty and responsibility to come meet me in the mentorship block. We will discuss one-to-one. How will you improve your answers? First test, it could be very difficult. But there are other peoples also. Hundreds of students in sociology whom I have trained. For them also it was difficult. But now they are writing mains. So you should be in a position to make use of the faculty to clearing your prelims and also for your mains. Which means here when you start writing at the first instance, it could be very difficult. But over a period of time, you will be in a position to come and demand, where did I go wrong? That should be a level of preparation. And next, sources. Very importantly, read NCRTs. So should I read NCRTs for sociology? Yes, read NCRT for sociology class 11th and class 12th about the Indian society. We have about the Indian society. And one or two standard texts I will tell you. But most of them I'll be giving you. Most of them I'll be giving you in your class. Everything will be there in the class notes. I'll dictate the notes of every topic. Every topic will draw the diagrams, thematic presentation. Same thing, go to exam and draw there. That's it. Thematic presentations are very easy. For example, if we write about what is called as common sense, we have a topic called as common sense in sociology. What is common sense? It is an ability of a person to think and react. So how will you write presentation? Put in common sense, reaction of an individual. How does the individual react? Based on that, society is developed. Thematic presentation, simple thematic. Why? To get that extra mileage. You have prepared food, they have prepared food. Almost you have used same ingredients and you all prepared well. And I will choose which one I want. I want extra top-ups which will attract me. Those ingredients which will attract me, definitely everyone has prepared with a lot of hard work. You all are aspirants. But one will get extra mark. Extra 1 mark goes away, you have to work hard. So people ask me about handwriting. Handwriting, understandable, easy gunte chalu. So that it could be readable. And if it is having a small thematic presentation, that is quite enough. Okay. So sources, NCRTs, read properly NCRTs. Okay. And once you are done with the NCRTs, I'll directly go to the class notes. Read class notes. Read class notes as number of times as possible. That is the only source where you and me will be connected. Everything will be in the notes. And also, if required, I've also, as part of the institution, we have issued current affairs material with respect to sociology. Current affairs material only with respect to sociology. That material you can follow. So only thing which you should read is with respect to. But most of the times, you may not get anything much related to current affairs. Hardly 2 to 3% or 2 to I can put like 5%. That's it. There's nothing much of current affairs because most of the syllabus in sociology is static. Most of the syllabus in sociology is static. Okay? Chalo. Now, if you open the syllabus, ఒక హ్యాండ్అవుట్ నాకు కూడా ఇస్తే ఉన్నాయా ఉంటే ఇవ్వండి ఇట్స్ ఓకే లేకపోతే most of the syllabus in sociology is static. First thing, if you could look at, when we take the case of paper 1 we have 10 chapters. Okay, and paper 2 we have 3 sections, not the chapters. Within 3 sections we have chapters. So paper 1 we have 10 chapters and paper 2 we have 3 sections, A, B and C. Within those sections we have individual topics, chapters, etc. We'll come to that area later. But let me first define the term sociology, which is nothing but then evolution or the scientific way of studying a society. It is nothing but then evolution or the scientific way of studying in society. That means what is happening in and around. What is happening in and around? Family. What type of family? Nuclear family, joint family, extended family, linear family, descended family, or marriage system, different types of marriage system, that everything will be in the evolutionary form. Evolutionary form means what? In India, Indian perspective, paper 2. Western perspective, paper 1. Remember, there are certain chapters in sociology with respect to family, religion, marriage system. We don't segregate them and study. We study them together. Paper 1 and paper. What is the definition of marriage in India? Has a similar definition in Western society. Family, group of people having a blood relation. Household, group of people having a common kitchen, common understanding, staying together. Which means in Western, you don't have a different definitions. In India, you don't have a different definition. Definitions are quite common. Which means we don't segregate these chapters. There are almost 3 to 4 chapters we have in sociology. We will unite them with paper 2 and we will study. Which means we don't segregate. What we segregate is the perspectives. Perspectives means what? The understanding, the thematic way or the themes which are made by the sociological thinkers. One set of thinkers are called as Western thinkers. Second set of thinkers you call as Indian thinkers. Now, do we have any separate framework? No. That's why sociology syllabus is very limited. Why ante inga UPSC ke adagalu. Why did you put sociology? How many months? Because a lot of people ask me many questions. How many months? 4 to 5 months. Somewhere around 4 to 5 months. Very properly we can finish paper 1 and paper 2 with your exams and revision. This is the reason why most students take sociology or something. If you go into Delhi, North, etc., people are so smart. They don't want to do any research. They just came out. They've done graduation. They'll go and enroll into sociology as an optional. And what they'll do, they'll just go with one source. Read one source. Do not go for multiple sources. If you go for multiple sources, it will create an unnecessary content. You're not here to do PhD. You are here to pass this exam, make use an optional. It is acting as a ladder. Use it. Get into interview, clear, pack your bags and get out from Ashok Nagar. Don't come back. Do go on service. For that purpose, you are here. You're not here to do research. Once, why did I say this statement? Once you take an optional, please don't change it. Continue with the thing, ante. Because I have a record here. A record I don't want to tell. Later, what is that record you'll understand. So what you do is, before taking an optional, please think, rethink and finalize it and go. Don't come back. Indirectly I'm saying, don't come back after my first chapter. Sit at the last bench. Once people leave, you'll come back. Sir, please, what should I do? ఈ కేసెస్ మస్తున్నాయి మన దగ్గర. ఆల్రెడీ క్లాస్లో ఉన్న పిల్లలందరూ రెగ్యులర్ టెస్ట్లు రాస్తూ ఉంటారు. క్లాస్లో ఉన్న క్యాండిడేట్స్ అందరూ ఫస్ట్ చాప్టర్, సెకండ్ చాప్టర్ టెస్ట్ రాస్తూ ఉంటారు. You will look at them. You will get the interest and he will say that we are writing the test, we have this content, we have class notes and we have all this kind of material and we have test. You will come back and question me again, sir, when should I join? You are already late. You have to decide, be here from the class number 1 and continue the process. And you will end it in a very proper direction and you will be guided very well for your prelims and the mains and will move. Take the chapter number 1. Just look at the chapter number 1. So how many chapters we have in paper 1 is 10 chapters. Let me just narrate. And how many chapters or sections we have in paper 2 is 3 sections. Next point. Paper 1 chapters and paper 2 chapters both are related again. Family, marriage, household, kinship. Okay? Or any subtopics like environment, women movement, development, planning, all these are related, which means 10 chapters in paper 1 and 3 sections in paper 2 both are related, which means we don't read like chapter number 1 to paper to section number 3 last chapter. No, we don't read like that. Why sociology can be finished in 4 months is correlation of paper 1 and paper 2 is very, very high. Very, very high. We don't read separate religion. Just take a topic religion there. Take a topic chapter number 8, religion and society in paper 1. We'll not go into depth. Now you look section B of paper 2 and chapter number 6 or section C. Section C, chapter number, okay, this got misprinted, I get. Religion and society, which means 8th chapter and paper 2 and paper 1, religion and society, both will be interrelated, which means one extra thing what you have to study is problems of religious minorities and also religious communities in India. We have different religious communities in India and also globally. So this will be studied along with the religion and society. Now, paper 1, religion and society, if you look at, you have religion in modern India. Because what is that religion we used to follow during the ancient time, medieval time and presently modern time? You get to see the formation of many sects. You get to see the formation of many sects. You get to see formation of many cults. Anyone can join any sect. What are the examples of sects? Buddhism has sects. Example, Mahayanism, Hinayanism. Jainism, Svetambaras, Digambaras. We have different examples. Anyone can join? Yes. Does the constitution prohibit you? Definitely no. Anyone can preach, anyone can join. So different sects, different cults are quite famous in our country. So what you read in history, we read same thing in sociology, but not that what we read exactly in history. But what is the perspectives given by Karl Marx, given by M.N. Srinivas, given by Dipankar Gupta, A.R. Desai. So perspectives, what are their perspectives? How should they join? Why should they join? Which means these thinkers would have done some field work. Field work means what? I cannot directly say that the statement which I am giving you is right without doing some field view. Field view means I stayed in that village. For example, there is a village where caste atrocities are very high. I cannot give you this statement directly. Field view or field review or field work means I have to stay there. I have to understand why the caste atrocity or casteism is so high in that particular village. Then I will be assimilating with them. Assimilating means I being try to be part of their real life. Daily I stay there, spend, eat, study the behavior of the village. Then I will write a book. Then I will take that knowledge and will present in sociology. Not entire book. 1 or 2 lines what they said. So, simple example here is religion and society of paper 2, religion and society of paper 1. You will not segregate them, rather you will unite them and you will study. Next, if you take an example of the next system, system of kinship in paper 1, chapter number 9, we have family, household, types and forms of family, lineage and descent. With the same thing, we have with a similar name, system of kinship in India. One is Western, other one is Indian. So we don't segregate them, rather we unite both of them and we study. Alright, so these 2 chapters are directly related. Now if you could look at the next topic is politics and society, chapter number 7. That is also related with section C, chapter number 4 in this syllabus form, politics and society. That means 6 chapters can be finished under 3 chapters directly. We don't study them separately. That's the reason in sociology, more topics are interrelated from paper 1 and paper 2. We don't segregate, which makes our syllabus to finish in 4 to 5 months with proper revision and answer writing. All right. You will not add more. Some people will ask me questions, sir, how about the thinkers? You'll put thinkers perspective. For example, Buddhism, for example, Jainism, for example, religion perspective, what Karl Marx spoke about religion, what Emile Durkheim spoke about religion, which means their understanding. When we read their understanding, we'll try to pick few points and we'll try to narrate them here. So, whenever we meet, we will start with the paper 1, starting with the first chapter only of the paper 1, Sociology, the discipline or evolution of sociology. I will spend little good time in this. Why? Because understand sociology is the youngest discipline among all those disciplines. Could be any topics like economy, political science, anthropology, medicine, chemistry. This all have come into picture. Later sociology has come into picture to study the changes which are happening in society. We will start with the dark age. We will start with the dark age in sociology. Dark age means people are in some illusionary mindset where someone is guiding and you are just following it. People believe that there is something after life. When you die, you have to be answerable to God. So people are in that mindset. We are talking about the European society. We're talking about European society. How was the behavior of the kings, rulers, etc. Immediately, Industrial Revolution will take place. French Revolution will take place. Or some enlightenment will be there in the mind of the people, which brings certain enlightenment or some changes. So first chapter is completely about what used to happen in Europe. How was the behavior of the people? How was the behavior of the king, etc. So this is the basic chapter. Every year questions are almost similar. Now, there is something called as a dead stock questions. These are very, very high in sociology. Dead stock question means what? Questions are almost repeated. Questions are almost repeated. Almost like మన గ్రీన్ రెవల్యూషన్ అడిగాడు, ఈ ఇయర్ అయితే అడిగాడు, నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్ మళ్ళీ వాట్ ఆర్ ద ఇంపాక్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ గ్రీన్ రెవల్యూషన్? How do you think that income of the farmers matters to the government? What we read there, the same thing is getting reflected. So always remember in paper 1 and paper 2 of sociology, which the syllabus is very static, easy to cover, okay, and the questions are almost repetitive questions. Religion, perspective of religion on Karl Marx. థీమాటిక్ ప్రెజెంటేషన్. మరి గివేజ్ అవుతే ఎవరికి ఎక్స్ట్రా మార్క్స్ వస్తాయి? ఎవరికి ఎక్స్ట్రా మార్క్స్ వస్తాయి అంటే ఎవరు ఎక్కువ ఎఫర్ట్స్ పెడతాడు. హూ విల్ పుట్ అన్ ఎక్స్ట్రా ఎఫర్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ రైటింగ్ ద పర్స్పెక్టివ్స్ ఇన్ అ బెటర్ వే అండ్ డ్రాయింగ్ ద వెరీ ప్రాపర్లీ థీమాటిక్ ప్రెజెంటేషన్. థీమాటిక్లో అయితే యూపీఎస్సీ బాగా కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేస్తుంది. ఏదో ఆన్సర్స్ రాసేసి 2 pages రాసినాను కాదు. యు ఆల్ నో తెలుగు, రైట్? హౌ మెనీ పీపుల్ డోంట్ అండర్స్టాండ్ తెలుగు హియర్? 1. ఓకే, లిటిల్ थोड़ा యూస్. కొంచెం ఓకే, ఫైన్, గుడ్. దేర్ హియర్ స్లిప్ ఆఫ్ టంగ్ ఇట్లా వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. అంటే దట్ ఐమ్ సేయింగ్ తెలుగు ఓన్లీ అగైన్. సో I'll not be using it, don't worry. So thematic presentations are very important. How many are doing graduation? How many did graduation కాదు? How many are still doing graduation? What are you doing? BCom. Where are you from? Hyderabad. Se. Oh, theek hai, good. What is your name? Okay, good. Graduation. What you are doing? Where? Andhra Pradesh. Okay. But why are you here? Manage. Attendance. Okay. Last year? This is last final year? Okay, good. Anyone? What? Where? Pati. Okay, good. We could see a lot of people who are like still graduating, most into the civils. Very nice. Chalo, thematic presentation. Every answer or every topic, you can check the notes also of the students. Every topic I will make thematic presentation. Two benefits of having thematic presentation. Two thematic presentation and simple. Religion categorized into different sects. Sects 1, sect 2. Okay. Sect 1 Hinayanism, sect 2 or any Svetambaras, Digambaras. In that perspective we will write of Jainism. Okay. Then we will write a perspectives that why do people have to follow them. Why did this came into picture? Because people see that we are not being treated equally on par. So why should I get this differentiated? So at that time a call was given beautifully. Buddhism, Jainism, we don't segregate people. Please come, join. Let us spread peace. So that is how religious perspective these things were developed. So the same way we'll write the perspectives of the religion. These are very important. Those things some of the time we will try to maintain in a paragraph. We will try to pick few important points and we'll put it in a thematic presentation, which means every chapter, could be chapter 1 or chapter 10 or the last chapter of the paper 2, we will always maintain thematic presentation, which are very, very important in sociology. That's how you will gain that extra mark. Okay, so people like, sir, he is writing the same thing, I am writing the same thing, but what you write is important. And what is being asked, are you addressing the question properly or not? And how better you are writing, how many points you are writing. Am I repeating the same points? If you submit an answer, two types of students. Type 1, repeating points. Type 2, repeat kanat to repeat jedam. Two types. Who should get more? None. What should I write? One point if you are writing, don't repeat it again. Write the next point, write the next point. So you should always have short notes in your hand. This is what I'll concentrate on most of the sociology students. Once we meet, our classes will begin. I'll always concentrate on the short notes. From the short notes, I will guide them to make it micro notes. So 3 notes we are going to make. Regular class notes is what you carry. I'll ask them to get A4 size papers. First topic when I teach them, I will teach them in the first chapter. First chapter exclusively, I will only deal how to make a short notes. I will tell you what are the advantages, why students have put lot of effort in making short notes. Short notes no mains examination center daggara కూర్చునేది when you are into the examination hall and you have somewhere around 1 to 2 hours of time. You cannot catch my entire 2 volumes and refer. No, it will kill your time. You will carry a short notes. One side you will write dark age. Just you will refer keywords. And just imagine 2 volumes, how much time it will require to read. And you have 1 paper in your hand, how much time you require. You will not write the perspectives of thinkers in the micro notes. Short notes you will write the perspectives of thinkers. When it comes to micro notes, you will just write here, for example, single parent. We have a topic of parenting, we have a topic of family, etc. Single parent, you all know. Single parent, a child with a single parent, you'll just put a heading like in this, like in the micro notes. You will write Marx perspective. Single parent and the child of the single parent are most of the time they are prone to poverty. You will not write all the statement. What is that you will write? Single parent is an example in your micro notes. Marxist perspective, poverty. This will be very much easy to by heart as a key points. And it is very difficult to forget. If you write the entire notes, take it and read and analyze. We all are human beings. If not today, we'll forget tomorrow. Page number 7 top lo edo underline chesina ba adi gurtu ravatledu, adi neeku exam lone gurtu raadu. Tea shop anni chotla you will get it, but in the examination hall adi samputadi point. And our ego will not allow us to go to next question. A point rayalsinde. So you will be facing such kind of problem. That's why in the sociology classes, when we go ahead, we will work very hard in chapter number 1. It will take a lot of time. Thematic presentation we'll draw. This is one thing. Second is we'll be taking short notes. 1-to-1 we will be discussing. Then we will be making micro notes. Once you start making micro notes, then you'll start writing answers. Whenever you start writing answers, because whenever I conduct the test on that day, we'll not be having the class. For example, I'll say 3 o'clock you have test. I'll give 5 questions. Answer all the 5 for first chapter. Most of the time, you just look at an Insta and etc. You can ask your seniors. People don't get their class notes. They only get micro notes and they'll keep revising. If you have micro notes, you'll get very good confidence. And it is your hard work. How better. From next chapters, the students will be so easier that they'll start making micro notes on their own. And that's how it should go. The syllabus has to go forward. Short notes, micro notes, test. Once you go out after 4 to 5 months, what did I do? I wrote notes, I studied, I have written the test, I'm confident. Then join a test series, then keep writing. That makes your optional. Because I wrote on the board, optional is for 500 marks. No more jokes in that 500 marks. You should be in such a position to target at least 270 to 280. You can get this in sociology if you work very hard. Limited syllabus unnappudu, when entire content is in your hand, you should be in a position to make use of that subject in a such a way that I should get 280 at any cost. This year people started scoring 312 also, 318 also. 312 to 18 ante you will directly get interview call. Inka agadu. Definitely they will call you. Interview call anedi. If you get somewhere around 270 plus with a decent GS, includes essay, then 100% you will get interview call. 100%. To get 280, you should target paper 2 very, very well. To get 280, I'm talking about those students, imagine you have taken sociology as an optional. To get 280, paper 2 you should hit massively. How much? You can get 160, 150. People are scoring. First attempt students are scoring. The people are writing for the first attempt of the mains. People are scoring. People are getting 150, 160 in the paper 2. How? Paper 2 is very general. No optional is so general like paper 2 in sociology. And you don't have much thinkers. We have only 6 thinkers in paper 1, 3 thinkers in paper 2. 6 thinkers in paper 1, 3 thinkers in paper 2. 3 thinkers perspective is very limited to few chapters. Not the entire chapters. Remaining topics, problems of farmers, green revolution, industrial societies, women empowerment, child labor, demography, technology, how the science has evolved, recent cases, which means questions are almost every time repeated, and who gets more score is the one who will present properly, and you have to finish the paper on time. Finish the paper on time and you have to write all the answers. And most sociology students write all the answers. Let me tell you one thing, they are always bouncers in extra things, other things. But in sociology, you can attempt all the questions. There are no bouncers. They're actually like syllabus, they'll ask the question. What you have to do is today is, take the syllabus. Down the line, we get so many doubts. Do one thing, take last 1-2 years question paper. Okay, 2025. Okay, 2024 question papers. Especially paper 2. Don't go for paper 1. Especially paper 2. As of now, you have zero knowledge. No? Take paper 2, question paper, and look at how many questions without going for an optional coaching you can actually answer. I'm very sure 50% you can easily, known questions will be there as of today. Even without taking a coaching also. Problems of the farmers, when we actually teach, you'll write better. But you know more. Women empowerment, tribal issues. What are the tribal issues going on as of today? Encroachments, deforestation, tribals' names not getting reflected into employment, reservation, PVTGs, particular vulnerable tribal groups. They don't want to assimilate in the main society. Technology cannot go to that society. There's a gap between PVTGs and the mainstream. How should we grow then? So such kind of basic questions will be asked in the paper 2. That's the reason if you are very smart, you will target paper 2 in sociology. Nu enta massive ga kodtavante paper 2 lo. You should challenge yourself that I should get 150 plus in paper 2. 150 plus in paper 2. Anywhere around 110, 120 in paper 1. Decent to score. Okay? Then you'll definitely get an interview call. And to get interview call, sociology paper 2 is very easy. Sociology paper 2, you should hit massively. You will hit. Second, sociology paper 2 is directly related to your GS and essay. Let me tell you how. What are the topics in paper 2? Just take the topics in paper 2. Come from the last topic. Challenges of social transformation. Challenges of social transformation. Section C, last chapter. Challenges of social transformation. So what are the topics? Just read. Crisis of development, environmental problems, poverty, violence against women, caste conflicts, ethnic conflicts, illiteracy. Now, without going to actual classes, are these topics very new? We would have studied at least in school. We know what is there, what is happening in and around in the society, poverty, types of poverty. Now go back to paper 1, chapter number 10. Go back to paper 1, chapter number 10. Read those topics. Yes. Now, we will be relating chapter number 10, last chapter of paper 1, last chapter of paper 2. Why? Because both the topics are related and they are talking about social changes in the society. And these are not new, my dear. These are the topics which we have been studying from the school or colleges and well-known topics. Kotta topics same gav. So, in this, sir, do we write thinkers? We don't write thinkers. We don't mention any thinker here. We write an answer which is general and the same topics, violence against women, atrocities, caste conflicts, child labor, these are directly in your GS, Indian society and social justice. So this is the 4th chapter. I've told you earlier 6 chapters we will study together, 2 chapters. That means overall 8 chapters we are going to study together. That's why within 3 to 4 or 4-5 months we can easily finish. Paper 2 we have to study very well because GS paper and also in essay. Every year essay lo section 2. Essay lo section 2. One topic is always from social. Inevitable. Inevitable means bound to happen. Bound to happen. It will always happen. Last time they asked about illiteracy. They asked about poverty. Earlier they asked about new women, disparities, labor. But they're always what we read in sociology paper 2. In essay section 2 which carries 125 marks and section 1 which carries 125. So sociology students who is section 2 anedi you need not write separately. Plus one smart thing you have to do, don't prove yourself in essay that I am sociology student. How should I not prove? Don't write thinkers. Don't write thinkers. Don't write perspectives of those thinkers where the evaluator will get an idea. Don't give him an idea that I belong to this optional. Then how should I not give him an idea? Use thinkers which are very general like Mahatma Gandhi, Baba Saheb Ambedkar, Karl Marx. Simple thinkers, M.N. Srinivas. Such kind of thinkers where we would have studied very much in depth in sociology paper 2, use them and write in your essay. Make them very happy. But don't show thinkers like Mead, Talcott Pass and మనకు అర్థం కూడా కాదు ఈ పేర్లు ఎవరో అని చెప్పి. జనరల్ ఎస్సే ఎవరు కరెక్ట్ చేస్తారు? దోస్ పీపుల్ హూ ఆర్ ప్రొఫెసర్స్ హూ టీచ్ ఇంగ్లీష్, వాళ్ళు కరెక్ట్ చేస్తారు. And they are, most of them are aware of these thinkers. So make use of these thinkers and put it there. And don't prove yourself that I belong to sociology optional. ఇక కొట్టాల్సిందే ఇక్కడ 125 అని చెప్పి. ఓకే, సో you have to be little bit smart. Next, GS paper 1, paper 2, paper 3 and paper 4. I'll come to paper 4. Paper 4 is ethics. Most thinkers what we use, Mead, M.N. Srinivas, A.R. Desai, Karl Marx, Immanuel Durkheim, ఇవి మీకు సిలబస్లో ఉన్నాయి. ప్లేటో, ఇవన్నీ మీకు సిలబస్లో ఉన్నాయి. All these are mentioned in your syllabus in ethics and aptitude. The same thing what you study in sociology, you can use this very properly in your ethics paper. Directly quote. What we write in our class notes, take those and put it here in ethics. We will write and we will study case studies also in sociology. For example, common sense. I told you an example of common sense. Jallikattu. What Jallikattu is a cultural event in Tamil Nadu. You cannot go and invoke yourself, poke your head there and say that this is wrong. If that is wrong, other things which are happening in our society, those are also wrong. So what we write case studies in sociology, especially, you need not do much work in case studies. I'll get lot of case studies. I'll make you write in the class note. E case study, e topic ki rayala. That is how your previous class notes are also related of the others, your seniors or whatever. E case study, I'll dictate the case study in the class. This case study relate to this syllabus. Gapchubo exam la rai baitigra ante. Next, recently Supreme Court gave a judgment on footpaths. When you walk on the footpath, judgment on the footpath, that means you have all the right to walk on a footpath. No one cannot ask you to stop or prevail or retail, nothing. You have all the rights. Such kind of case studies, what we have, we can also use in ethics. We can also use in sociology paper 2. Full badte marks, case studies vaadte. Next, paper 3. What comes in paper 3? Socio-economic development. What we studied, poverty, marriage system, religion, labor or industries, problems faced by different tribals, or any of the topic with respect to labor, or any of the topic with respect to land reforms. Any of the topic with respect to land reforms. What we study in sociology, the land reforms, green revolution, agriculture, farmers' problem, those things are directly reflected in paper 2. ఇంకా ఇంత డీటెయిల్ కన్నా నేను చెప్పలేను, బికాస్ పేపర్ 2 ఆఫ్ సోషాలజీ ఈజ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్. అంతే, ఒకటే వర్డ్లో చెప్తా. పేపర్ 2 ఆఫ్ సోషాలజీ, ఇఫ్ యూ రీడ్ వెరీ వెల్, యూ కెన్ టార్గెట్ వెరీ వెల్ ఇన్ సోషాలజీ పేపర్ 2 అండ్ ఆల్సో ఇన్ జిఎస్. జిఎస్లో మోస్ట్ సోషాలజీ స్టూడెంట్స్, while I was teaching Indian society, while I was teaching social justice or any of the topic with respect to labor reforms, etc., they come and ask, so do we need to write notes? I say no, because you already written much depth of cases, of Supreme Court rulings, of any of the current aspects or basic content we have already written in paper 2. I'll advise them to read those things. You need not write anything here. Next, paper 2, social justice, and paper 1, Indian society. So what you have to do, you need not just look at this and accept. You have to take the syllabus, what you have the syllabus, and GS, your syllabus. UPSC notification lo GS syllabus untadamma, paper 1, paper 2, paper 3 and paper 4. Download those and look at especially. Don't go for sociology paper 1 also. Just paper 2 of sociology, you just take it and keep reading Indian society, social justice, socio-economical aspects or ethics. All this 4 we will read in paper 2 of, that's why sociology paper 2 is very powerful. You will read so much repetitive, and that's why people are scoring. Are youngsters are scoring. Recently a guy 21, 22 years lo, అబ్బాయికి వచ్చే 155 వచ్చాయి పేపర్ 2లో. 22 years, First attempt he did not clear prelims. Second attempt he wrote. And this guy got 157 or 158. That is how people are scoring massively. And essay. So here, whenever we start paper 2, little bit cautious in writing cases, in writing little bit content. So that whenever I teach you also chapter wise in paper 2, I specifically make my students write also where you can use in GS. Because you may not again feel that something I have to reflect, I have to search, nothing. Where do I can use in general studies, in which paper I can use in general studies. Alright, next. Paper 1 and paper 2, you need not take any material, first point. Second, sir, should I read any notes? I'll suggest you have to read notes, but should I take any standard books? The standard books, if you want, I can use standard books, but I'm very sure you will not read those standard books again, because you will not have that much time when your classes actually begin. You have essay, you have GS, you have morning to afternoon, you have classes, then you have to study, then I'll conduct exams, then you'll write those exams. So you'll not have that much time. You read books, not suggestible. Read NCRTs, highly recommended. Complete NCRTs, then read class notes. My advice is read class. How many times you wanted to read those many times, and make a short notes and make a micro notes. Keep repeating this. That could be enough. Now, look at chapter 6 of paper 2. This is entirely about the population. Okay. How is our population growing? What is the median age of the population? What are the factors contributing to growing population? If I ask you one question, what are the factors contributes to the growing population? What factors contributes the population to grow unhealthy? If the population has to be healthy, what are the factors which will contribute to a country to have a healthy population? A chapter mottam population, 3-4 days we can finish it, but we will write it very depth so that can be useful for your GS also. Now, what are the factors which will make a population to be healthy? Which country is having highest population? India, no doubt. Next is China. Good. So Indian population is healthy. Someone asked you a question. Indian population is healthy. What is your answer? To an extent it is healthy. To an extent it is unhealthy. What factors? 1950. I'll just take 1 or 2 examples in this. 1950. What is your total fertility rate? 2025. What is your total fertility rate? Total fertility rate means number of births a mother can give in her healthy age group. Called a fertility rate. You read this in GS also again. So what is total fertility rate now? 1.9 or less than 2. A mother can give a birth less than 2. Mother is healthy. Kids are also healthy. But what was total fertility rate in 1950s, 1920s? 6. The number of births a mother used to give is 6. Imagine the 6th birth, health of the mother and health of the kid. It will be adverse? Obviously yes. Advisable? Definitely no. So what made, itlante questions vastayi, what made the government, what initiatives were taken by the government to bring this TFR to less than 2? Because here community is involved. It's not a simple number. Religion is involved. Religion is an emotion. Whether you follow or not, secondary. Primary, religion is very important. We all follow religion. We all are religious. We are united by religion. We are divided by religion. There are few who are very educated. They'll keep uniting basic on a religion. They are very educated. They keep dividing people based on religion. So TFR, what made the government to work hard? Because this was a question recently asked. TFR from 6, you have to come down to 2. What measures the government has taken? Next, life expectancy. What is the life expectancy of male and female? Same. Male life expectancy, female life expectancy is the same. No. Who lives more years? Obviously, it is woman who is going to live more years. How many years? A woman can live on an average for how many years? 74 years. A woman can live average 74 years. Men 68, 69 ke pack up. So men, now it has increased 70 plus. 70 plus ఇప్పుడు పెరిగింది. Women 74 as of now. But still ఉండండి మంచిగా కానీ 74. Why is a gap? So what measures the government has taken? So simple questions they will ask you in sociology. You make use of that. This is life expectancy. Life expectancy in this 1920s. You know how much? About 35. Men used to survive for how many years? Life expectancy 35. 35 means what? 35 means what? Katam 35 pack up. That means what? Why are you getting packed at 35? You're prone to responsibility kaadu. Due to more responsibilities. No responsibility. You're prone to more diseases. Malaria, TB. You're prone to more chronic diseases, persistent and continued diseases, and the measures taken by the government were almost zero because we were under the ruling of whom? Britishers. Prior to 1926 నుంచి డేటా చెప్తున్నా. You hardly used to read 35 అంటే ఏందమ్మా ఇట్లా వచ్చారు కథం ఎక్కడైనా అంటే మొన్ననే వచ్చాడు కదా అంటే ఇప్పుడు వెళ్ళిపోయాడు కథం 35 is like ఇప్పుడు 35 అంటే ఏంది 35 means like చిల్. ఇప్పుడు ఇమాజిన్ అప్పుడు 34 అంటే గిడిగిడి అయితే ఉంటుంది ఇక అయిపోయింది అది 1 year అని చెప్పేసి పోతాడు. 28K he will be prone to lot of diseases. No. Why? Because total fertility is very high, which was 6. And which kid is getting more prone to this? The last 2 one. No awareness, no measures. Population was very high. Such kind of things, reality things, we'll study in this chapter. And this is very interesting chapter. He will ask you national health policy. National health policy, నువ్వు ఇన్నోవేటివ్గా రాసేది ఏమి ఉండదు అందులో. నేను ఏదో ఇన్నోవేటివ్గా రాస్తా ఆయనలో అంటే మార్క్స్ పోతాయి. ఆల్రెడీ గవర్నమెంట్ హ్యాస్ గివెన్ ఇన్ పిఐబి గవే చదివి గవే రాయాలి. యూ హ్యావ్ టు రీడ్ దట్, గో టు ఎగ్జామ్, రైట్ ద టార్గెట్. యూ కెనాట్ చేంజ్ ద టార్గెట్ ఆఫ్ 2. నా ఇష్టం నేను 3 పెట్టుకుంటా అంటే కుదరదు. You have to write how much? 2. That's it. Next, read social movements in modern India. The next other chapter, if you look at social movements in modern, this is very, very important chapter because most of the questions can also be asked in your preliminary examination. Prelims lo kuda there are a lot of chances the questions can be asked in this 5th topic. What is that? Social movements in modern India. Modern India lo what are the movements which are going to happen? What are the movements presently you get to see presently? కొత్త పార్టీ వచ్చింది కదమ్మా, కాంగ్రెస్ పార్టీ. ఇస్ ఇట్ నాట్ ఎ మూమెంట్? డిడ్ ఆల్ యూ జాయిన్? ఏ cockroach party general doesn't mean they are cockroaches. Cockroach party means they wanted to bring some revolution and change. They are fighting on behalf of students. They are raising the voice. So to join a cockroach party we need not be a cockroach. We are educated and we are well aware of things which are happening. We can raise a voice. ఇప్పుడు సడన్గా జనతా పార్టీ ఫర్ సర్వరక్షక్ అని నేను స్టార్ట్ చేసినాను, వస్తావా నువ్వు జాయిన్ అవ్వడానికి? ఏం పార్టీ రా, అది ప్రొనౌన్స్ చేయడానికి వస్తలేదని చెప్పి ఏం పార్టీ పెట్టిండి అని చెప్తారు. ఇఫ్ ఐ స్టార్ట్ ఎ పార్టీ విచ్ ఇస్ ఇన్ న్యూస్, అరే మై కజిన్స్ going to school, they ask me, we joined, whether they will take the movement forward or not. Do you know the membership of the cockroach party? It's free. You're showing your strength on Instagram, the number is very, very high. That shows what? Aggressive nature of the people, first point. And second important point is, here, whether you have a voting right or not, it's a secondary. But most people, knowing or not knowing, they are joining it up. The number has become very high. That's okay. Political things are there, people like, people don't like is secondary. So they, in sociology, they may not ask you about the cockroach party, nothing. They don't ask. What they will ask you? The evolution of the new movements shows unhappiness in the people of the country. Question mark. So our perspective when questions are asked, GS laws elanti questions. They can ask you in your interview also. Did you join this party? Say it. If you join, yes. Please say it, yes. If you don't want to join, say it, sir, I did not join because I don't feel like to join. So say it whatever you wanted to do. But be honest. And joining a party is not wrong. You can join any party. You can resemble any party. It's up to you. We have got that freedom. So movements in India, which means what? Movements means something you are going to bring a change. Current aspects of what all you get to see the change. A lot of parties are coming up. A lot of leaders are coming up. You look at the case of Pawan Kalyan. You take the case of the Pawan Kalyan. He came up with a new party. He won. He is being now deputy CM. You take the case of Vijay. Like a wave. And they got 100 plus. Do you know who voted him? Lot of youth voted him. And you know how much work he has done in the background? That I read an article. When I read an article, I try to cross-check. What made him to win? You know, before coming into elections, he has worked so much on ground. Education, empowerment, giving the basic things for people, starting up the trust. And people are getting such kind of benefits. They want him to see as a front side, and we want him to rule the state so that more people can get benefited. You never know who will come to rule. Anything can change. No one thought, someone like predicted, saying that he will get 2 seats. He may or he may not win also. And his face value made other people also to win. Obviously, do you know other people? Definitely no, right? What made other people to win? The image of the friend leader. That's the quality of a leader. So, movements. It's a very interesting chapter we have in sociology. Movements, and what are the present things we get to see? Why are more youth into this movement? What is the farmers movement, women movement, child labor movement, environmental movement, tribal movements? What all we get to see in our society, we read in this topic. Alright. Next, కొన్ని examples రాస్తాం అంతే అమ్మా. Few examples we'll write, but the things remains the same. Politics and society we already correlated. Next one is industrialization and urbanization. We are living in one industrialized society. We have so many satellite towns which are very near. Satellite towns అంటే ನಮ್ಮ సిటీకు అటాచ్ ఉండేవి, which are very near. What the benefit city has, even these towns will also have. Growing satellite towns. How we might ask you a question? Growing satellite towns is a good sign in society. Is it a good sign? Obviously, yes. Those people cannot come to the main society and settle. Those people try to settle in their own society. And what benefits infrastructure you have in the main society, you are giving it into satellite towns. But you need to know what benefits are being there. Industrialization and urbanization. We'll also study here about informal sector, child labor, slums and deprivation in urban areas. Slums are quite high. Urbanization will also lead to development of slums. Problems in slums are very high. Which is the most famous slum which you know? Where it is? Yes. So, how did you say it is? Highly populated, number of people, density of population. Now, how about the facilities? How about they are prone to health? All these kind of things we will be studying in this. Migration is one important, even in Indian society chapters. Indian society and social justice, what you have in paper 1, paper 2, what we discuss now, for example, industrialization, for example, rural and agrarian transformation, social movements, population dynamics, population policy, even these are the topics which we'll study. Kani sociology lo will study more depth. That's why GS lo you can score very high because of sociology. Industrialization and urbanization, and also migration. What are the migrations you get to see? What migration? What are different types of migration we have? Urban to urban, rural to rural, rural to urban, urban to rural. Which is more? Rural to urban. Good. Which is more? Rural to rural, rural to urban, urban to rural, urban to urban. Which is more? Which is more, huh? Rural to urban. Okay. 60% are rural to rural. All right. 60%. Around 55 to 60% are what? Rural to rural. They migrate, they come back. 25 to 30% are rural to urban. Next are urban to urban or urban to rural. So facts should be very correct. Okay, no problem. We'll study later. But migration is very important topic. We have problems because of migration. Urbanization, obviously yes. Slums, obviously yes. So there should be some schemes. Itlani topics lo government plans chadavali. What are the plans government has brought to promote? Schemes, plans, programs with respect to population, with respect to this migration, urbanization, okay, slum, development of slums, what measures the government is taking. So we read schemes here, we read policies. When we read about movements, tribal movements, we talk about PVTGs, we talk about PM Janman, okay, we talk about so many important educational institutions like Gurukulas. Why did the government has to bring Gurukulas? For what purpose? So that people can have the stay, get a proper education, proper food, midday meals, such kind of things we will be adding up current. ఎక్కువ programs add చేసి వాళ్ళని confuse చేయవద్దు. 3 to 4 programs we can write. 3 to 4 programs, those programs which can justify. And you should write the content more, few important top-ups and little thematic presentation. Okay, next if you look at section C lo, rural and agrarian transformation. This is one important and my most favorite topic, which is agriculture. That is problems of rural labor, bondage, migration, modes of production in Indian agriculture. This is the favorite. Whoever is taking sociology as an optional, you should always remember this is the favorite topic of examiner. Modes of production in Indian agriculture. ఎన్నిసార్లు అడిగిండండి ఇది అడుగుతూనే ఉంటాడు. ఇక బ్లైండ్గా యూ షుడ్ ప్రిపేర్ అండ్ యూ షుడ్ గో. మోడ్స్ ఆఫ్ అంటే ఏందమ్మా? ఏన్షియంట్లో వాట్ మోడ్ వీ హ్యావ్? Mode means what? How are we making? Mechanism. How are we producing? Earlier we used to produce manually. Later we started to bring some technology. Now we have high infrastructure. We have proper cold storages. Very interesting topic. Same question he will ask most of the time. Next is Green Revolution. Last year he has asked Green Revolution for 10 marks. Okay. Green Revolution. What changes the Green Revolution has brought? Okay. Next. Programs of rural development, CDP, poverty. All this are part of paper 3. This chapter is completely part of paper 3. Agriculture, agricultural development, farmers issue, okay, or industrialization, investments, or any respect to poverty, land reforms. All this comes under paper 3. Next, visions of social change in India. This is one important topic where most of the time you get to see. And this topic, along with the topic, 3 topics we are going to link. Take paper 1 and chapter number 10. Paper 1, chapter number 10. You can look at their education and social change. You can look at their education and social change and look at the paper 2. You have education and social change, which means you read them separately. You just read education and social change, Western perspective and Indian perspective. Next, constitution, law and social change. Idea of development planning and mixed economy. Same thing, Amaikar. Development and dependency. Agents of social change, science, technology and social change. Social visions of social change we correlate and we study. దట్స్ వై ఈ 4 chapters కంప్లీట్గా రిలేట్ చేసి చదువుకోవాలి. దట్ కుడ్ బి యూస్ఫుల్ ఫర్ అవర్ జిఎస్ అండ్ ఆల్సో అవర్ పేపర్ 2. And next, religion and society we already discussed. System of kinship, different types of marriages, etc. Okay, and types of marriages. Okay, what marriages system we used to have earlier and what marriages system we have to now is quite different, because marriage has become very costly. One point, marriages have become very costly now. Earlier marriages were affordable. Now marriages become very costly. Why and what, you know in detail. Marriages ke helte normal ke heltara. We should maintain our standards as per them. So we maintain, we spend, they spend. It has become very costly. And even you marriage shoot, marriage is not performed in one day, na. 1 week ఇంకా మోర్ సంగీతం చేస్తారు, తర్వాత ఇంకో గీత్ మ్యారేజ్ అయ్యే వరకు మస్తు టైం పడుతుంది. డెస్టినేషన్ మ్యారేజెస్ ఎవరో చెప్పారు, డెస్టినేషన్ మ్యారేజ్, ప్రీ షూటింగ్, ప్రీ వెడ్డింగ్ మస్తు ఉంటాయి ఇవన్నీ. ఓకే, అండ్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్స్. మ్యారేజెస్, పర్సనల్ loans in India, we have very good point in sociology. Personal loans in India are taken for education. Earlier, no personal loans are taken for marriage, because society demands you status. Personal loan you take and you perform the marriage. People come, eat and go, that's it. Who has to pay interest? మరి ఈడ పెరుగుతారు లైఫ్ ఎక్స్పెక్టెన్సీ 70కి ఆగిపోతుందిగా ఇట్లాంటివన్నీ చేస్తే. సో whoever it is, bride or groom, marriage in a simple form, that's it, no complication. You both are happy, so then you not go for personal loans. My opinion అది అంతే. మేము తీసుకుంటాం లోన్ అంటే మేము ఎట్లా ఆపుతాం. ఓకే, నౌ సెక్షన్ సి, ట్రైబల్ కమ్యూనిటీస్. వెరీ సింపుల్ definition problems. Do tribals have a definition problem? There are a lot of tribals who are not involved or inculcated or not added up. They are still raising their voice. For example, Bhils, for example, Santals, they are demanding the region, they are demanding their voice. They are like in earlier orientation also told like habitual offenders. Those tribes were designated by Britishers as an habitual offenders, that repeatedly they are involved into some offense. But can you keep them under habitual offenders? Even now, it is wrong. So recently, the government has taken a stand to free them from this tagline of habitual offenders. ఏ theft అయినా, ఏ some robbery అయినా, these tribes used to be called to police station. Is it correct? Definitely wrong, no? So now they have been untagged and they have been given a status of tribes. Now they have been given benefits in employment, education, opportunities. They are under so many schemes given by the government. So itlanti case studies you should write. Tribal problems, social classes in India, agrarian classes, industrial classes and middle classes. So you have these 3 important topics. These are also there in Indian society. What are the problems faced by the middle classes? Who are called as middle classes? How do you categorize people based on the class? Based on the income, based on the aspirations. Okay, so middle classes aspirations are very high. Why? They don't want to become poor. They have worked hard, they have come to this class, they're always aspired to get into top class elite section. We have seen how people are on the YouTube or in the movies, or we have seen this elite sections where they are super elite sections. These super elite sections will call elite section to dance in their marriages, etc. So we have seen this is common. This like people come, dance, celebrate, and you just watch on YouTube, news, etc. Because we are not part of elite either or super elite. So we are better in our own class and we just look at and we enjoy. Okay, so we read that again in paper 2. Super elite, how do they categorize? Elite section, how do they categorize? Super elite and elite almost correlated. Elite always want to become super elite. Could be people from sports, could be some people from the cinemas, etc. Yes. Next, social change in modern India, sociological theories, development, education. Okay, fine. Now, social structure, rural and agrarian social structure and caste system. Here, this is one interesting topic. Caste system we have. Perspectives on the study of caste system. Perspectives and those thinkers would have developed some perspective, some thought, and they will try to give this, present this thought. For example, M.N. Srinivas has given his thoughts on the caste system. He been to Rampura village of the Coorg in Karnataka. He stayed there for so many days or months, and he has developed a theory, and he also explained what is called as Sanskritization here, how people from the lower class or the caste try to imitate to get into topmost caste. So all this like a story, and we will study sociology thinkers like a story. So when you want to understand a thinker, you have to relate them with the case studies. Case studies గుర్తు పెట్టుకొని వాళ్ళ స్టోరీ, వాళ్ళ జర్నీని కనుక we could easily understand, then it becomes easy for us to write the answers. Okay, next, rural and agrarian idea of Indian village. Idea of Indian village study, agrarian social structure, evolution of land tenure system, land reforms. What is the meaning of land reforms? Land reforms, distribution of the land to the landless. This we have in paper 3. I will not go in depth into the subject to explain you more, because just an orientation kabatti. When I take the topic, every topic we will study in very depth, then you'll understand. But this comes in the sociology paper 2. So there are a lot of concept with respect to family, marriage, land reform, green revolution, which comes in news. Recent a term called as helicopter parenting. ఇట్లాంటి టర్మ్స్, క్యాచీ టర్మ్స్ వస్తాయి ప్రిలిమ్స్లో, మెయిన్స్లో. హెలికాప్టర్ పేరెంటింగ్ మీన్స్ వాట్? దో సెట్ ఆఫ్ పేరెంట్స్ whose involvement is much greater than traditional parents. Means they are more involved into your regular activities. This is called as what? Helicopter parenting. Such kind of terms you get in articles were very important for sociology. Whatever you say, no. I want to go out with my friends, no. Helicopter parenting, don't go. It's advisable. Wherever you are, 7 o'clock sharp, you'll get a call, come back wherever you are. Helicopter parenting. That means we are taking aspect. Positive aspects like they decide, they talk, what is the future, what is best for you. Helicopter parenting. I told you earlier also called a trans husband. Trans husband, I told you, the one who takes more responsibility, management role in the family. Transed wife, transed husband. Also give an example of a trophy wife. Remember this? Trophy wife. Person is very rich and old. Wife is very young and beautiful. What the social tag people will make? She married only for money. So this is how the social tag which has been made, like trophy wife. So you could do articles lo vastadi. So you not work on articles. We will sit, we will write such case studies. ఇట్లాంటి కేస్ స్టడీస్ కావాలి, ఎథిక్స్లో పెట్టాలి. ఖతర్నాక్ మార్కులు పడతాయి ఇట్లాంటి టర్మ్స్ వాడి. వై ఆర్ యూ యూజింగ్ సచ్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్, వై, హౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ బీన్ యూస్ఫుల్ ఇన్ అవర్ ఎథిక్స్ అండ్ కోరిలేట్. క్లాసెస్ చెప్పేటప్పుడు చెప్తా, ఇది ఎథిక్స్లో సో అండ్ సో ప్లేస్లో మీరు వాడండి, అండ్ అక్కడే బ్రాకెట్లో సిలబస్లో అలా ఆస్క్ యూ టు రైట్ దేర్ జిఎస్ పేపర్ 1 సో అండ్ సో సిలబస్. ఇవన్నీ నేను రాపిస్తా ఎగ్జామ్లు రెగ్యులర్ క్లాసెస్లో. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్, మెక్డోనలైజేషన్. మెక్డోనాల్డ్స్ యూనోనా? మెక్డోనలైజేషన్ అనేది కొత్త టాపిక్ వచ్చింది. వాట్ డస్ ఇట్ మీన్? బర్గర్స్ ఆర్ బీయింగ్ రీప్లేస్డ్. బర్గర్స్ ఆర్ రీప్లేసింగ్ ఆర్ బర్గర్స్ ఆర్ బీయింగ్ రీప్లేస్డ్? Earlier we never used to have this burgers, KFC, etc. But now it has become very common. Earlier what we used to have? Millets, tea, coffee. We used to have this, but Western culture is overtaking. So this year sociology people, this kind of questions are being asked. Okay, now introducing Indian society. 3 thinkers. These are the 3 thinkers in depth we'll study in paper 2. First one is G.S. Ghurye. Second one is M.N. Srinivas. Third one is A.R. Desai. A.R. Desai. 2. Is there anything? Okay. For this year means there's one more term which is called as grey diverse. Grey, I'm just giving a terms which comes in the news. Grey diverse. ఇట్లాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్ వస్తాయమ్మా, జిఎస్లో వస్తాయి. The system of grey diverse is increasing. ఈ సోషాలజీలో చదువుతాం మనం. ఫ్యామిలీ అండ్ డివర్స్లో. గ్రే డివర్స్ అంటే ఏంది? పీపుల్ హూ ఆర్ గెటింగ్ డివర్స్ ఆఫ్టర్ 50 years. You have lived till 50 years, you are happy, but could be some reason you don't want to live together. So those people who are getting divorce after 50 years, what do you call them as? Grey divorce. So such kind of catchy words, ఏదో ఒక విధంగా the toppers will try to interrelate with the GS. So you should take such kind of advantage. Okay, next. Impact of colonial rule. This is little bit about the history, that is social background of Indian nationalism, modernization, protest. What protest you get to see recently, I have told you. But any other protest like farmers protest, women protest, protest with respect to banning of alcohol, protest with respect to the banning of shutting down of industries, for example, carbide industries in Tamil Nadu. So such kind of protest and case studies we will try to relate. Okay, and paper one, first one is evolution. Second one you get to see is sociology as science. That means how are we going to study sociology in a scientific way. Third one, research. What are the different research the thinkers will follow? It's not like I told you just now. It's not like I just studied and I have wrote a book. It's like my experience. I told you an example of M.N. Srinivas. Stayed in the Coorg, Rampura village, studied the village, then wrote a book. And that his study is very much narrative. That means very much relative. And we'll keep adding them. And that book is also being used as a many reference for other sociological thinkers. So that is called as what? Field research, field view, field work. So second and third chapters are helping you to understand how sociology is developed and how sociology can be understood in different types of techniques to study sociology. And next, sociological thinkers. Now we'll take a pause here. Sociological thinkers. First chapter, paper 1, I will start. Once I will cover paper 1, I will conduct a test. Same thing, micro notes or notes, everything I'll give you. Then we will go for thinkers directly. Fourth chapter, 1 month almost or greater than 1 month, I'll be teaching you thinkers only. We'll start with Karl Marx, Emil Durkheim, Max Weber, Talcott Parson, Merton, Mead, and we'll go one by one slowly. When I reach Mead, you will be in a position to correlate other thinkers. So when we start chapter 4 completely like a story I will teach you. Thinkers అనగానే చాలా మంది భయపడతారు. థింకర్స్ అనగానే ఇది మళ్ళీ ఈ పర్స్పెక్టివ్, హౌ కెన్ వి టేక్ ఇట్. థింకర్స్ని we have to study according to their mindset. You should all remember keywords which I give for thinkers. Karl Marx, I'll give only one keyword. You have to change your mindset as per that thinker, as per that keyword. Karl Marx says no private property ante ade vattukovali inka. And keep developing the keywords which I give you based on the thinker. And I will teach you his life history. Slowly we'll go for thinkers. I'll explain you what was his mindset, then other set of thinkers, then till Mead. That's why this chapter I will take lot of time, because this is called heart. This is very important. Next, immediately paper 2. In paper 2 I will go for perspectives. Ante fourth chapter. Once we are done with the fourth chapter, we will go for perspectives on the study of Indian society. I will teach you G.S. Gure, M.N. Srinivas, A.R. Desai. Which means after first chapter, we are going to take fourth chapter. We are going to cover fourth chapter. Why? Next again paper 2, thinkers. Why we are going to do this is, in sociology, what is very important is thinkers. Perspectives of thinkers. There are a lot of cases that interview also they will ask you about thinkers' perspective. They'll directly ask you simple questions. They will ask you. మనం ఏది చదివామో అదే అడుగుతారు మళ్ళీ. వాట్ ఈస్ క్లాస్ స్ట్రగల్ యాజ్ పర్ కార్ల్ మార్క్స్? Set of the people who actually wanted to struggle to come into the topmost position. And everyone face class. Everyone has a class. Everyone are struggling in their own class. So what Karl Marx says about the class struggle, about alienation, about history, same thing we should remember. And you correlate with every area. Once we finish thinkers, we have to finish the thinkers, take a lot of time. I'll keep asking you what Karl Marx said about religion, what Karl Marx says about the family. Over a period of time, adi neeke by heart ayipotadi. That is the reason we should first finish thinkers. Once we have a good knowledge about thinkers, remaining chapters becomes very easy for you. Religion and society we'll study, politics we study, social change we study. What all the thinkers we have studied, we'll keep adding there, and will not add much thinkers beyond these thinkers. So అందుకే thinkers ని proper గా we have to study for 1 month. 1 month ఒక story లాగా if you could actually study, we by heart, we write exam, then we'll have a good content about the thinkers, then we'll start next chapters. Next chapters it will become very easy for you because you already covered thinkers perspective. Next, fifth chapter, stratification and mobility. Stratification means society is been stratified. How society is been stratified into different layers? Poverty, land, wealth, income, or any sort of employment. People who are income is very high based on employment. People whose income is very low based on employment again. So they are getting stratified. Stratified means what? The state society is been layered. Society is layered. Yes. People are rich, people are poor. Society is layered based on caste. Yes. Class. Yes. That is what we'll study here. Usually simple topics. Equality, inequality, hierarchy, poverty, mobility. What is mobility? What is mobility? People move from one to another, one stage to other stage is mobility. Who will move? What makes them to move? Why are they moving? Is it compulsory to move? Is it compulsory? How long you will become poor? Or how long you want to be poor? Everyone wants to be what? Who wants to be poor here? No one. Everyone wants to be rich. We also want to become super elite, na? If not today, tomorrow. But how is it mobility happening? And what is the perspective? This is what we'll study in this. Next, works and economic life. In lo labor, worker, formal, informal. Okay, what is the definition of a labor? What is the difference between labor and worker? Earlier also I asked. Labor and worker. Put in hierarchy, who comes first? Next comes worker. True? Or worker comes from next come laborers. The small definition of what is called as labor. And what is the small definition which is called as organized and unorganized. Who is always counted? Organized and unorganized. Organized is been counted. Organized is been given more benefits. Unorganized is not been considered. So same thing in what is organized, what is unorganized. Ante organized, unorganized ante ikkada formal, informal ichchadu syllabus lo. Okay, same thing. Again, politics, society, religion and society, system of kinship, social changes. So this is about your syllabus. All right. So let me summarize and finish it up. Once we finish the classes, it will go for regular 2 hours daily. Starting from chapter number 1, then immediately with chapter 4 of thinkers. And 4th chapter will be almost be spending 1 month of time with test, and with this will go very slow because I will be making you to work on short notes and also micro notes, and you will also keep writing test. All right, chalo next. Then we will go for paper 2 thinkers and come back again for paper 1 and club topics: politics and society, religion and society, social change and society, labor and society. Paper 2 and paper 1 will club and will finish. Those topics which cannot be clubbed and studied individually, that we will target slowly. Okay, good. Anyways, రాయండి, no problem. ఏం చెప్పినా మీరేం రాశారు? Okay, chalo, good. So paper 1, first chapter, chapter 4. Next, paper 2 thinkers. దీని తర్వాత లింక్ అయిన టాపిక్స్, రిలీజన్, ఫ్యామిలీ, మ్యారేజ్ సిస్టమ్స్, ఇవన్నీ లింక్ అయిన టాపిక్. తర్వాత ఇండివిజువల్ టాపిక్. సో ఐ రిక్వైర్ 4 to 5 months ప్రాపర్ టైమ్ టు ఫినిష్. నెక్స్ట్ క్లాసెస్ స్టార్ట్ అయ్యాక సిలబస్ ఎప్పుడు అవుద్ది? టెస్ట్ డిలే చేస్తారా? ఇట్లాంటి టఫ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ అడగద్దు. ఇట్ విల్ గో, క్లాసెస్ విల్ గో ఇన్ ఆర్డర్. Okay, and test will be conducted regularly, and don't worry about the class notes. We'll keep writing the class notes, and a lot of content to be studied. Next, whenever I read a topic, it's my duty and responsibility to relate with the GS papers. Okay, whenever I teach you some case studies, I'll tell you like ethics chapter 2, aptitude, attitude, empathy, sympathy, ఇట్లాంటి టర్మ్స్ ఏవి ఉన్నాయో ఆ టర్మ్స్లో ఈ కేస్ స్టడీ అక్కడ వాడండి అని చెప్పి ఐ మేక్ యూ రైట్ క్లియర్లీ. So within the class notes, you can write GS paper 4, GS paper 2, I can use this. And Indian society, social justice, socio-economic development and ethics, we will relate and we will study. All right. So I require around 4 to 5 months to finish it with a proper presentation of your class notes. Next, thematic presentations are compulsory. So what do you have to bring? You have to bring one class notes regularly and a short notes kosam A4 size papers. That could be better for us to read example. Whenever we conduct test, you should write only in UPSC format paper only. Okay, I'll set how to put it a word limit, how to write, how to draw, how to present. Everything can be done in the regular classes. Chalo. This is about your orientation. Next, when we meet, we'll meet directly for the classes only. Any doubt? Any questions you want to ask? Except tough questions. Engineering చేసి sociology ఎలా, ఇంజనీరింగ్ చేసి ఎకనామిక్ ఎలా, కొన్ని క్వశ్చన్స్ మర్చిపోలేము. ఎస్, ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్? నో క్వశ్చన్స్, క్లియర్ అమ్మా. కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్ ఎక్కువ అవసరం ఉండదు అమ్మా, 5 to 10% అవసరం ఉంటుంది. కొన్ని టాపిక్స్, వెరీ ఫ్యూ టాపిక్స్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఐ టోల్ యూ లేబర్ చదివిన లేబర్ లాస్ చదవాలి కదా. గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా హ్యాస్ బ్రాట్ సో మెనీ బెనిఫిట్స్ విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు లేబర్స్ అండ్ వర్కర్స్. అది నువ్వు జిఎస్లో కూడా చదువుతావు కదా. సో సేమ్ థింగ్ వీ విల్ యూస్ ఇట్. లాస్, like new laws the government has brought, they have tried to reform rider to make more benefits. We have to relate it. Current affairs ఎక్కువ ఉండదు, ఇట్ ఈస్ కంప్లీట్లీ స్టాటికే ఉంటుంది. క్వశ్చన్స్ ఆర్ రిపీటెడ్ ఉంటాయి, అది ఇంపార్టెంట్. సో రీడ్ 10 to 15 times నోట్స్ ఇంక వెళ్ళు చాలు. ఇంక దానికన్నా ఎక్కువ రీసెర్చ్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్స్? మోస్ట్లీ డైరెక్ట్ క్వశ్చన్స్ వస్తాయి. మా గ్రీన్ రెవల్యూషన్, ఇంపాక్ట్ ఆఫ్ గ్రీన్ రెవల్యూషన్ ఆన్ అగ్రికల్చర్ సిస్టమ్, ఇది ఒక క్వశ్చన్ డైరెక్ట్ వచ్చింది. ఇది డైరెక్టా ఇండైరెక్టా? టాపిక్ తీసుకొని ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆస్కింగ్ యూ వాట్ ఈస్ ఇట్ ఇంపాక్ట్ ఆన్ సొసైటీ. సేమ్ థింగ్ వాట్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఇన్ సిలబస్, దే విల్ ఆస్క్ యూ. రిమెంబర్ వన్ థింగ్, సోషాలజీలో దిస్ కెనాట్ బి ఎ క్వశ్చన్ విచ్ ఇస్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ సిలబస్. ఇది రికార్డ్ మనది. దేర్ కెనాట్ బి ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ సిలబస్. దే ఆర్ నో బౌన్సెస్. There cannot be any question. That's why I asked you, take the syllabus and read previous questions. 1-2 years previous question తీసుకుంటే you'll get an idea. And questions are simple. And who scores more? Presentation matters. ఎంత బాగా రాస్తే థిమాటిక్ ప్రెజెంటేషన్తో, కేసెస్తో నీకు అన్ని బెటర్ మార్క్స్ దే విల్ గివ్ యూ. ఎనీథింగ్? నో. నెక్స్ట్ this side, last. No doubt. Okay, then if there are no doubts, then we'll meet whenever as per the schedule. All right. So don't waste your time. Don't think much. Take NCERTs of your general studies and start preparing, and ensure that you will write your attempt next year. Okay. And make sure that you're always ahead of the classes in your preparation. And don't waste your time, because competition is very, very high. And even though the paper was very tough, there are people who are scoring. There are people like one of my students who got 105 in that paper in prelims, and he got 75 in CSAT. He cleared. And there's one more student who got 84. Another student got 94. Like, even though if it is very tough, they are students who are scoring. They are students who are clearing, and they are writing now. Their optional is sociology. I'll be guiding them. So we guided them for prelims, we guided them for the mains, answer writing, etc. So they are going to write the mains. And anlo one guy who got 82, it is his first attempt for prelims, and he did well. But 1 year of preparation, and very genuine and honest guy, studied, followed instruction. So you should be in a position, take an optional which you decide. It's not like your roommate decides. Okay, it's not like you get influenced by YouTube or Instagram. It's not like influenced by the chai wala. No. So like people who talk in front of chai, and people say this is good, that is good. No. So be very honest in whichever optional you want. Even you take maths, I'm going to support you. Okay, in your GS, because I run so many programs in our institution for prelims, for mains, etc. So I'm always there to support you people. But you should be honest for what you are doing, and you should stand on the decision which you have actually taken, because ఇది 500 marks కాబట్టి ఎవరో చెప్పిరని చెప్పి I have taken it and I don't want now, I don't know where I am going అన్నప్పుడు then again it is you who is going to be troubled and you are actually wasting time. Remaining set of people will ముందుకు వెళ్ళిపోయి ఉంటారు and you will be lagging. So ఇవన్నీ డైవర్జన్స్, ఇవన్నీ గ్యాప్స్, ఇవన్నీ వేస్ట్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్ అండ్ కన్ఫ్యూజన్ ఉండకుండా just sit, talk to yourself and decide what you wanted to do, because you came here and the journey is long and you have to be very successful annappudu you should think about so many factors and you should go forward. All right, so we'll meet very soon once our classes begin or GS classes begin. Okay, take care. Thank you. If you still have any doubt, I'll be there, you can talk to me.